Okay, I'm going to play something for you that you are not going to believe. This is not parody, it's not satire, and it's not an SNL skit. This is really what's taking place among our lawmakers and folks that are overseeing how we're living and people that are making rules that affect our daily lives. Fetterman went back to work this week, and the people I'm sure in Pennsylvania are super proud of who they elected. I'm going to show you he's the chair of a committee. And he went back and chaired the committee this morning, and his opening statement is, it went about as well as you think it did. Somebody needs to talk about this. It's a little bit long. It's a little bit longer than I normally would share, but somebody needs to be talking about this. Fetterman back on Capitol Hill and leading a committee that's making decisions about Americans' lives. This message is brought to you by Dangerous Freedom. Are you as disinterested in the federal government as I am? Well, you know who said it. Dangerous Freedom over peaceful slavery, available up to the size of 6XL, and they ship fast. You're going to love them. Super soft, super durable, and people are going to start a conversation with you. Dangerous Freedom over peaceful slavery. All right, Fetterman, he was gone for a long time. He's back on the menu. He is leading a Senate panel in examining federal food benefits, and it's the first hearing as the chairperson of a congressional subcommittee. Can you make it through all 2 minutes of this? Here we go.
I call to this hearing of the U.S. Senate Subcommittee on Food and Nutrition, Specialty Crops, Organics, and Research to order. Chairwoman Stabenow.
Morning or afternoon.
And Ranking Member Boozman, thank you so much for coming. I thank you for your leadership on this committee, and I look forward to working with you to pass a farm bill. A farm bill that works for small farmers, rural communities, and hungry Americans. I would also like to thank my ranking member, Senator Braun. And I look forward to working closely with you. SNAP is one of the most effective programs to fight hunger and poverty in the country. In my time and effort in IFAS, as the mayor of Braddock to lieutenant governor to now, I have heard from Pennsylvanians about their support for SNAP. Hunger is not a Republican or a Democrat issue. It's all of our issue that we have to take it on. We need to come together and stop playing political games with Americans' access to food. Americans like about Corey Jor from the north to the town of Northeast in Pennsylvania. He tells me that his victim was skimming, which was when somebody stole money and he relied from its SNAP EBT. Mr. Jor is not the first Pennsylvanian I've heard this from. I fear he won't be the last. And I will work in this farm bill to modernize SNAP to work to recipients in the 21st century. I look forward to hearing from you, your witness on this nutrition assistance on the farm bill, and I will now turn to Senator Braun for any opening comments that he would like to make.
Yeah, about as well as you thought it would go. There's a lot to unpack here, and I think a lot of folks are just making fun of it, which it is. It's laughable. This is laughable. Maybe not at the downward spiral of his cognitive abilities, but on the fact that he's an elected official, recently elected official, and he's actually in better shape than he was during the election in some ways, a little bit. You take away the mastermind behind his campaign, which is his wife, and she has laughed about that she is the one that ran his campaign. It's sketchy. Now, I think this, two things. One, nothing is going to be said or done. The leader of the free world is probably less cognitively aware than Fetterman is. They're not going to do anything. As long as that seat is blue, they're not going to touch it. They don't care as long as it's blue. Secondly, some of the responsibility of this goes to the GOP of Pennsylvania. They ran a moron, a charlatan against him. And I said that the other day to somebody, that Dr. Oz is a charlatan. And I had this lady get, honestly, and she meant it from her heart, deeply upset at me. And she goes, he is a good man that fights for the health of Americans. Spend about, I don't know, 8 minutes on the internet and just read like some very basic stuff. He's a criminal. And it's no different than, I have a friend of mine that voted for Hillary back in the day. And I said, and he was so upset about Trump, and I said, dude, some of the responsibilities on y'all. Y'all ran a swamp witch against this guy. He goes, I know it. Is that the best we had to offer? So a little bit, I think it's a mixed bag how this happened. Ain't nothing gonna happen about it, but some of the responsibility is on the Pennsylvania GOP. We need to pay attention. Someone needs to be held responsible for this buffoonery going on Capitol Hill. What say you? Let me know right down below.